Hello there and welcome to another Pleasure Beach Experience video where I'm joined by Mike and Mark and I'm Scott, and today we're talking about Blackpool Pleasure Beach's season passes for 2020. Can you believe it's already time to be discussing about season passes for next year? How quick has this year gone? It's been crazy,
We've already
hasn't
talked
it?
about rides for next year.
Yeah, exactly, and what we think is going to change. So yeah, we're going to talk about the season pass, and it's something that gets discussed quite a lot in the coaster community. Is Blackpool Pleasure Beach's season pass value for money? Well, we're going to take a look at that today. Currently, until the end of September, it is on an offer for £80, which I personally think is excellent, and I'll talk about that as we go through the video. But the reason I've got my phone in my hand is to go through the discounts that you get with the season pass. So we'll run through those now. One of them that's listed is convenient wristband collection location at Watson Road tunnel entrance, which, to be fair, everyone uses once it gets busy. 10% off Speedy Pass, 25% off full price Percento packages for character and location photos. So that's like photos by the fountain or with Nickland characters and stuff like that. Then you've got 10% off Ripley's Believe It or Not, which is on Ocean Boulevard. 10% off meal deals, 10% off retail excluding show merchandise, 10% off nights at the Big Blue Hotel at selected rates, 10% off food at the Big Blue Hotel, 10% off food at the White Tower, 10% off the Adventure Golf, which is just outside the Pleasure Beach, plus free admission to Portaventura in Spain, free admission to Isla Magica in Spain. I think that's how you say that one.
Yeah, it's the one near Benidorm.
Isla Magica.
Yeah, Isla Magica. Okay, I've just been corrected off screen. Thank you for that, Becca. And then we've got free admission to Europa Park in Germany, free admission to Liseberg in Sweden. Definitely go there. Free admission to Efteling in Holland. I won't say anything about there. All valid for one visit during the 2020 season. Something to mention on that front, I've used my season pass at, I think I used it at Europa Park last year once. I used it at Liseberg this year. I've used it at Portaventura as well. People have used them at Efteling. It is actually really easy to get tickets using your Pleasure Beach season pass. So I'm going to let one of you two get a word in. I'll start with Mike. Do you think it's good value, £80?
It's a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer.
It's like you for like 2 weekends and a couple of late night ridings, it's paid for.
Yeah.
Easily. Mine was paid for this season by about Easter. With an early Easter and the fact I didn't go for about 3 weeks after opening weekend.
Mine was paid off after 2 weekends of the season. I visited 4 times in the first 2 weeks.
Yeah. I've had that in the past for mine where I've literally got every weekend. This year I chose to stay away for a couple of weeks after opening weekend.
I think a lot of people did, to be fair. But even so, I still think
use the pass.
You've used it a lot this year. Yeah. Would you say it's good value?
Excellent value.
Yeah.
Like when you put in like Liseberg, it probably costs you 40-50 quid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you go like yourself, who've gone to like PA, you just go there for a bit and you've saved your season pass money regardless of whether you've gone to Blackpool or not.
Yeah.
So you've got your money's worth with that. So £80 a bit of a no-brainer, really.
Yeah, especially for us as well. We all live in the northwest. We don't live that far from Blackpool, especially Mark, who's probably the closest out of the three of us. It's like an hour for you, if that. Not far for you either, really.
50 minutes-ish normally.
50 minutes to an hour again. And for me, it's an hour and 20 minutes, something like that. So for us, it's a no-brainer. We do visit a lot. What I will say is, though, you kind of visit too often with a season pass sometimes.
You can fall into that.
You can do. I mean, obviously, it makes sense for us who's quite close, but even if you live down south, if you went up for opening weekend, did maybe a late night riding, and then came for closing weekend, then you've got your money there anyway. Yeah. And that's excluding throwing anything else in on top of it, so it's a bit of a bargain. Yeah, because when you look at how much it costs to get in on the gate, I think is it something like £39 on the gate? I mean, if you buy it, most people buy it online, you're talking £25 plus, so 4 visits, £100, and you've saved yourself 20. So
yeah, and we know most people that are probably watching this will probably go to Pleasure Beach on opening weekend, which straight away is 2 visits.
Yeah. Now, what, 20 quid is it?
Yeah, so straight away you're halfway there to making your money back. Now, say you do 2 visits in February and then go, actually, I'm not going to go Pleasure Beach again all season, but you go, going to Portaventura, I'm going to Europa Park and I'm going to Liseberg, you've more than made your money back.
Yeah.
And Europa Park and Leesburg are quite pricey to book to go in.
Yeah.
So I think really you're making a lot of money just by getting a Pleasure Beach pass, even if you just use it the once at those parks.
Yeah.
I think as well with Portaventura, I'm sure it's like €45 to get in on the gate.
Well, I looked at the
I
2
think
day
it's
one.
more on the gate.
It is more on the gate. I mean, I looked online just for like the 2 days when we go in December, and it's like €61.
Yeah.
So I think the 1 day one was like 45. So you're talking £40 with that.
Yeah, I think PA's price is about €45 online. I'm sure it's 55 or 6. I'm almost certain it's more than what Alton Towers is.
Yeah.
On the gate to get in. I know Towers and that are priced around that sort of price because that's how much people expect to pay.
Yeah.
Europe wide.
Now, going back to Pleasure Beach on its own, having a season pass, I've had a season pass at the Pleasure Beach every year now since 2005. And one of the things that I like the most about it is, as a season pass holder, you don't really have to plan very far in advance if you go in, especially if you don't live too far from Pleasure Beach, or if you know you're not going to have any commitments at the weekend, because you can literally wake up on a Saturday morning and go, do you know what, I'm going to Pleasure Beach today. You can literally get up and you might have a rubbish sleep, or you might just feel a bit restless and go, I've got my season pass, I'm going to Blackpool. And you might go and you might not do many rides, but you know that because you've got your season pass, you can go, well, I'm going to come back tomorrow, or I'm going to go back next week, or I'm going to come back in 2 weeks. You've always got that luxury of going, I can go whenever I've got a free day. You can just wake up, no planning, especially when we live so close.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Becca used to do it, even when she lived in Edinburgh. It was literally, get up on a Wednesday morning, I'm going to Blackpool for the day, I've got my season pass. And that is the beauty of them, whether you live in Blackpool, Preston, Manchester, Cheshire, wherever. If you have got the money there and you want to go, you can just go, and all you've got to do is pay to get there. Overall, it is really handy to have it, and I would totally recommend it. I know that Pleasure Beach get a lot of stick for the pricing with the season passes because they obviously don't have an offer on all the time. Yes, compared to Alton Towers and Fort Park, the price of the pass is very, very expensive, especially at £189, which it is once the offer period goes off. But you are basically getting it for next to nothing while this offer's on, and I would definitely recommend it. And you have to remember as well, Alton Towers' pass is like £50, but you can't visit at certain times of the season.
But you can buy that premium one.
Yeah, which then is about similar price to Pleasure Beaches. Yeah, but there's a lot of times I say, Alton Towers are only charging £45-50 for their pass, but theirs comes with restrictions, and it's the same with Forbes. Their higher tier passes have no restrictions and are a similar value to Pleasure Beach's pass, which I think are all good value. And I think it's unfair to compare a Merlin pass to Pleasure Beach's because it's a completely different offering. But I know that they do get compared quite a lot.
Company for a start.
Yeah.
They can afford to give the passes away a bit cheaper.
Yeah.
For a kick-off. Plus, when you look at what you're going to get out of them, there's only so much you can charge for a pass before people will just stop buying it.
Yeah.
I think the Merlin pass is on the limit of what people will actually pay for. I think
that's why there's a monthly membership now, because they know that people may not buy them at full price all in one go because they might just not have the available funds.
Yeah, and I think because there's got to be a balance there where the park has to get value out of it as well.
Yeah,
it's got to be value for the park. Otherwise, they're just giving us lot free access basically.
Yeah,
and that's pointless. I mean, there's a question I ask when people question the £189 price tag is how many people actually pay £189 for a season pass?
I don't think many do.
I bet it's none.
I just think they're there for the people who, visit a couple of times and are absolutely desperate for a pass and go, do you know what, I'll pay anything because I didn't know they did an offer, but I want to visit 4 or 5 times, so I'll just pay whatever. And I don't think many people do that. I think people expect the offer to be out about this time of the year.
We all know now.
We got so many messages on PB Facebook last week saying, do you know when the season passes are coming out? It's normally this time of the year. And I think Pleasure Beach know that people expect it to be at this time of the year now and always have it out ready for this time of the year. Will it be the cheapest offer though? That's something that last year caused a bit of debate. They were advertised as the cheapest deal at £90 and then were sold at £80 a couple of months later. Hopefully that won't happen this year. Hopefully with the £80 being the offer, but it hasn't been advertised as the cheapest offer, so there is a chance that there might be some lower tier pricing, but I doubt it. Based on what I've been told, £80 will be the cheapest we'll get them for.
I doubt it, because there was quite a bit of kickback last
Yeah.
year online when it was the 90, or if you was a new customer it was 100,
Yeah.
like £99, weren't it? And then obviously a few weeks later it was at £10. Now people would have lumped on at 90 or 100, and if it's a family, then you're talking 40 to 80 quid
Yeah.
difference, whereas one person got, it's only an extra tenner, I'm not bothered about it, but for a family it might make a bit of a difference. That's why I don't think they'll change it.
Yeah, I think it does make sense to sort of stick to the 80 mark. I think it's fair because there is a lot of people, including us, who get more than value for money out of the pass. I mean, I'd never sniff at 80 quid. It's just like, yeah, that is absolutely fine for me to pay that for a year. I just think it's perfect value. As an example, Man United season tickets is like 700 quid, and I don't get anywhere near as much as what I get out of my Pleasure Beach pass, and I'm paying so much more, and it's like, to go and watch a footy game now, it's like 40 quid a game, and you're not guaranteed to come away happy. Whereas if you pay 80 quid and go Pleasure Beach as much as you want, you're more likely to have more good days than bad. So I just think they're great value.
I mean, I paid £120 this season for mine, because I actually bought mine on pass holder registration day, because I left it a bit late to buy it, basically. But even so, I don't feel as though I'm out of pocket at 120 quid.
No.
Especially when, again, I use it to get into Leesburg.
Yeah.
So that's 40 quid straight away that it saved me when I went to Leesburg.
Yeah.
So we've talked about the good things about Blackpool Pleasure Beach Pass. What could they do better? Because not everything's perfect. I don't think the Pleasure Beach Pass is 100% perfect. I do think some things could be better. Would you improve it in any way, or are you completely happy with
It's
it?
the access.
Yeah.
Getting into the park. Part of me wonders why you need to expect pass holders to queue up outside the park to get in. Why can't you let pass holders come into the park with the pass and then get the wristband in the park? Guest services, maybe?
Possibly, but I think that would be a bit of a pain in the arse for them. I just think there needs to be a dedicated entrance.
Yeah.
I know that Watson Road entrance by the east entrance is classed as a dedicated entrance, but it isn't, because a million times we've gone there and there's been people with online bookings. I think the best place for it, and this is going to be into another point that I want to make as well, I think it should go back to being how it was in the old days, where it was south entrance.
Yeah.
And if you use it as south entrance, that could be your season pass holders, Big Blue guests, Boulevard Hotel guests can all go in that way. There's no reason why they can't do that, and perhaps maybe open Icon 15 minutes early to pass holders and hotel guests. Even if it's 15 minutes, you get a head start on everyone who's at North Entrance. That's the one thing that I think they could do better, is how you collect your pass and how you get in the park. Just general access for season pass holders to get in somewhere different. I think South Entrance is the perfect place for it. I really
Completely
do.
out of the way.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, if you when you season pass holder and you've already got some sort of, you've already paid for some sort of access.
Yeah.
So this is why it frustrates me being stood in a queue waiting to pick up a ticket when.
Yeah. We're going to
That's
discuss.
the frustrating bit of it.
We'll go to Mark in a sec. But we're going to discuss the wider angle of Pleasure Beach's entry system in PB Monthly at some point, because there's a lot to discuss in terms of wristband collection, park entry, is the system better than free entry? All of that is a discussion for PB Monthly, so we'll get onto that in October's episode of PB Monthly, which is only a couple of weeks away. If you haven't already checked out September's PB Monthly, I'll put a card in the top of the screen. We've discussed quite a lot in that one as well. But Mark, do you think they could improve the pass in any way?
Probably linking into what we'll discuss in October, because I'm probably of the opinion that why do I need to collect a wristband, and why do I need a little bit of card when I've got a pass?
Yeah.
Why can't they just put like a barcode on it, something similar to like Merlin's, that allow me just to go to the entrance and go dig, and then go in and just use that on every single ride?
Yeah.
Because obviously if we paid £80 and then you're forking out the additional cost for the wristband, the paper, it'll soon mount up. I'm actually costing the business a little bit more money rather than when they've already printed me a card.
Yeah, because really what you could do is, like you say, you could just show your pass and scan in at the scanners at the entrance of the park. But on the rides, maybe not scan for example, you maybe don't scan at the wristband turnstiles because you've obviously not got the barcode that everyone else has got on their wristband, but simply show it. It's got your picture on, the staff will see that it's you, and then they're going to say, yeah, that's you, you can come in. And obviously if you're using someone else's pass, then rightly you'd be refused entry.
Yeah, or literally, I'm sure it might cost them a little bit of money to update the system so that it'll allow you, if it's a pass holder who's got beep, 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 because you know that people sometimes go like every single day or like at least 2 or 3 times a week are in the area, and they must be costing the business quite a lot of money with the additional paperwork involved of picking up a pass and a wristband.
Yeah, definitely.
How about making the pass a smart card rather than a
That's
a
pretty much what we're saying, yeah.
But it doesn't even have to be a barcode scanner. You just need an RFID scanner on the turnstile.
The reason it would be a barcode was simply because everybody else has got a barcode.
Yeah, exactly.
So it kind of makes sense to do it like that for the time being. But
so yeah, I think we've covered the season pass for 2020. We all think it's good value.
There's one thing I'd potentially add on to it.
Go for it.
It's a discount on parking.
A discount?
Yeah.
But is that really needed?
Not necessarily.
With all the side street parking?
But it would be a nice thing to offer your pass holders some sort of reduced price on the parking. Because if you look at it, I'm not even just talking about free parking, because I don't think that's necessary because of where elsewhere you can park. But even off, because what we've often wondered is, if you book online, you get your parking a lot cheaper than paying on the gate. But we don't book online.
But the thing is, would we ever use it? Because we always park on the side street.
We might not. But I know of quite a few other pass holders who do use the car park on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Who, say 10%, 15% off it.
Yeah.
Might be nice.
I can understand where you're coming from, but I can also think from a business point of view, they'd rather have everyone paying the high price than having season pass holders all load on there early. You think about it, if late night riding, all the season pass holders going now, oh, I can get 15% off, they'd all get there early and be on that car park. And then those who would be willing to pay full price aren't going to park on there, they're going to find somewhere free. It's an interesting debate. I just don't think... I've never paid to park in Blackpool. I don't think I ever will.
No, I'm just not very often anyway.
When there's side streets, I know that it's another debate, and I know that some people get really annoyed with tourists parking on streets, but it's just, it comes with living in Blackpool.
Yeah.
Where my mum and dad live, they have to put up with everyone parking there who works on the street behind. It's just something you have to put up with.
I live 2 miles from Old Trafford. I get coaches parking outside my house from Old Trafford.
And 20 taxi drivers.
Well, there is that as well.
Yeah.
But
Anyway, we're going off subject. So I think that covers the 2020 Blackpool Pleasure Beach Season Pass. We'll put all the details in the description of the Season Pass, just in case you missed it when we ran through it earlier on. But yeah, if you're thinking about getting one, we would recommend it. Like I say, you can visit whenever you want throughout the season then. It's totally worth having, especially if you live close. So that's it from us. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next Pleasure Beach Experience video.